Kick it in the guts, Barry.
She's the last of the V8.
Shut the gate on this one, Maxie. It's the duck's guts.
Yeah, she's the last of the V8. She sucks nitro. Face forehead. Twin overhead cam. 600 horsepower through the wheel. With the blower.
With the blower.
Oh, she's meanness, but the music and the pictures.
So here we are. As you can see, this thing hasn't run in some time. Had it running a couple times this year. Bought it for 600 bucks. 7.3 diesel, auto 4x4. Got it cheap because the oil cooler on the engine was leaking really bad. That cost me $20 to fix. And as you can see, it's basically just good to go. Like, you don't got to worry about the sidewalls blowing out of the tires or anything. Dry rotting's good for it. So we're going to try and start this piece of shit so we can supercharge it. That's right, we're going to put a blower on this thing. Why? Because it's gutless, and we're going to make it slightly less gutless and probably way more unreliable. Everybody wins. So we've got the glow plugs going. See if this thing will actually start. Well, the batteries can't do that forever, so we're going to go right to the ether bunny. Well, we're going to need more battery power then. This time we're going to try it with the help of a Cummins. Oh, yeah. So we got it in the shop, but it has what I call some minor electrical problems. Yeah, we'll worry about that later. So this is the plan. We have to mate up this supercharger to this gutless piece of shit fucking diesel. What could possibly go wrong? So here we are, guys. We've taken off the factory plenum. That's just a generic stack off a truck that I trimmed one end off to make an adapter. And that's just a generic exhaust clamp. So what we're going to do is we're going to mount the supercharger on it. And then we're going to drive it off the factory V-belts. Speed might be an issue. There might be some pulley size issues. But as you can see, I've pulled the serpentine belt adapter off. And now it's going to get a twin V-belt one on. I'm going to probably stick with the factory size. Otherwise, anybody that does supercharge will tell you that you can keep going down in pulley size, but then you lose horsepower to belt slippage. So I'm going to stick to the factory size and see what it does. And I'm going to mount a boost gauge right through the fucking hood, because that's where the blower is going to be, is sticking through the hood. So I'm going to put a boost gauge rate on it, and then I'll know what we need to do, because if this thing's running in a vacuum, then it's not doing its job. We're going to have to speed increase it. And then I'll probably end up having to make some kind of pulley pillow block adapter to speed it up, but time will tell. Oh, and I've named this thing, and yes, I'm copying zip ties and bias plies here a bit, but I bought this thing in Hines Creek, so this thing's Slave Lake's retarded cousin, Hines Creek. Oh, look at this. So with a simple exhaust stack and a piece of steel and a lot of really ugly welds, I give a good solid 60% chance that these welds don't leak. Anyway, we've got a blower manifold. Oh, so I know what you're thinking. It's way too high. My goal was always to have this thing completely outside the hood. As you can see, I've got the pulley lined up with the belts, so I can use the twin belts to run the blower. How effective that's going to be is still up for debate. But this thing's going to look pretty gnarly with a huge hole in the hood. And then I'm probably going to put a straight snorkel right up to the top of the windshield. It'll basically be the coolest / dumbest thing ever. So here we go. All the mounting brackets are done. The blower's mounted. The intake pipe. And I even put a port to put a boost gauge on. That'll be through the hood, because this thing is clearly going to be through the hood. It's only off by about 8 inches from fitting under the hood. So that was always the plan. The question is, are we going to do a snorkel, or are we going to put a big bug catcher on it? Yeah. It's pretty sexy. It's also pretty shoddy. We'll see how it works. So as progress continues on what we're calling Project Hines Creek, as you can see, this plain looking old 7.3 Ford now looks a little bit more interesting. I still don't have the pulley figured out. I'm gonna have to make a run to town to get parts. But yeah, I think we're gonna make a big bug catcher off the back. And yeah, stay tuned. So, as I was saying before, that's not the most roadworthy. So maybe I'll just put the spare on. Yeah, oh yeah. No, that's a problem. Somebody already did the spare trick on me. Now I've got no spares. And it doesn't matter if the back tires are rotten, because you've got 2 on each side. But it does matter if the front ones are rotten. Luckily, in the trash pile, I found this almost the right size dually rim with a bias ply chewer on it. Yes, it was at the dump. I love the dump. I was hoping to run this thing today, because we're there. But I bought the wrong belts because I'm stupid. So tomorrow I'm going to have to run into town and get belts. But for the time being, I did the fuel filters and put a boost gauge on and changed the fuel pump. Now, they told me online that you got to pull the vacuum pump and do it from the top, and it's a real pain in the ass. Or, since I'm already changing the tire, you just cut a hole in the inner plastic fender and you just get right at the fuel pump. Look how easy that is. Just sitting there, waiting for my love. So yeah, we'll just put that back to factory and we're done. And yeah, hopefully tomorrow I can get the belts on this thing and get it test run. So, right bolt pattern, right tire size, but this must be a Dodge rim because the hub center's wrong. So what I'm gonna do is bring it to the machine shop, as you can see what I'm doing right now, my machine shop, and just angle grind the hole until it fits. We're all about safety here. So just for your guys' reference, now that I'm done hacking up a lung-breathing metal dust, if you ever need to hog out the center of a rim, you just put the 2 rims back to back. It's really easy if they're dually rims. And then you just grind out until you've got it machined to perfection, so to speak. It should just bolt right on. So as you guys can see, that actually fits pretty damn good. The hub is piloted mostly, with the exception of some small gaps like that right there. And they put a dowel on the hub, which is stupid, and I did a really bad job guessing where the hole was supposed to be. So you gotta guess. Measuring it's very difficult, so you just guess and hope it's close, and then you just hog out the hole when it's wrong. You don't need that anyway. It's a hub piloted rim. Well, now it is. But whoever sold me this wasn't nice enough. Well, sold me. Whoever left this at the dump wasn't nice enough to put air in it for me, which I think is just ignorant. You're gonna leave a perfectly good rim and tire at the dump, you gotta at least put air in it. So here we are. Blower poorly mounted. Check. Emergency shutoff switch. Check. Let's see what she does. Oh, yes. Pretty sweet. I don't see it making any boost though, so we're gonna have to take it out and run it to see if it'll boost up. So the diesel on this thing was so old that I had to drain it. It didn't even look like diesel. I had to drain it, and now we're gonna put some clean diesel in it and see what it does. But I haven't built a bug catcher yet, but as you can see, it looks pretty sharp, and it hasn't made any boost yet, but that might be some tuning. I might have some tuning to do and some speed changes to do on the blower, but we'll see. So I figured this morning, before I could go to work, my Crown Vic got stuck and I couldn't fucking get out, and I was too lazy to pull it out, so I just took my company truck to work. But this thing pulls like a dam, and it even sounds good doing it. Sexy. The question is, did it make a performance difference? I have no baseline to start with. This thing barely ran when I got it. It leaked oil like a sieve, so I never really drove it around. It had no power and it was full of old diesel. But, well, whatever, we'll fucking give it a try. It definitely needs stacks. It definitely needs straight pipe. Yeah, it definitely needs some things. Oh, it's got a real bad front end shimmy. I can assume I've got a bad U-joint. Oh, the hubs are locked in. That's part of it. Yeah, I think it needs more tuning. So, in conclusion, yeah, the supercharger still needs some work. I got to do some tuning to the injection pump to get some more fuel, and I got to monitor and see what I'm actually getting for boost. Otherwise, I'm going to have to speed up the blower. But it definitely does make a performance difference. It's just hard to tell how much. As you can see, I had a bunch of diesel that wouldn't burn in that thing, and some peat moss that came on the back of the deck. So I'm disposing of it while enjoying a nice campfire. Of course, it's a black campfire, but we won't get into the details. Thanks for watching.